All right, so we're back here in the first module. So, module one here with the earth is where you're going to find the content. And if you click on that, most of your presentations are going to be done using a program called SoftChalk. And the reason I like it is it allows me to embed videos, but also do different activities with you. And you'll notice that it says when you're done to click the finish. And you're going to see that it gives you a score. These scores are for your use only. I'm not like, if you get 9 out of 13, don't panic. That's just to tell you, okay, there were a couple of things that you missed. And you can go back and redo the self-check activities anytime that you want, but I want you to be getting that immediate feedback. So the way that the SoftChalk lessons are set up is there's an index here, and if you click on the first page, you'll see here that there's a video. So I want you to watch that. And most of the videos are 10 minutes or less. Some of them are significantly shorter. It just depends. And then afterwards, you'll see here's a self-check activity. So this is a matching one. So you've watched a little bit of content. Now, can you apply it, right? It's that immediate feedback. And when you're done, you can click on the check answer. Then you can either go back up to the top of the page or you can click on the next page. And you can see on this page, I have a sample study, a very short one, that I want you to process. And then on this one, there are a couple of more videos. So each page is different just depending on what's going on. And you'll see the visuals that you're seeing. I have a copy of those. If you're the type of person who likes to download them and wants to write on them, that's what I would suggest. But you have access to those. And then you'll see some self-check things as well. In some of the future videos, instead of saying self-check, there's a little visual there that shows you it's an activity. So just make sure that you click on those. And when you're done, then it will submit and I can see that you've done it and I can see that score. But like I said, I'm not grading you on that score because that's your first try at it. So right here would be the slides that correspond to that presentation. And then you have a couple of blogs. There are 3 in this module. And I give you here the instructions. And just like I showed you before, they're also in here. When you want to go in there and respond, do the create blog entry and you just post that. And then you can go in and see each other's videos or see each other's comments. And you don't have to respond to everybody, but the more you read, the better it's going to help your understanding. And comment in at least a couple of people so that we're getting some interaction going on. I always go in and I will read them all. I'm not going to comment on every single person's. So, but there'll be sporadic comments from me as well in there. So after you've posted on those blogs, it's important that you go back in a couple of days and somebody might have asked you a question and you want to respond to that. And if you've asked a question to somebody, you need to go back and look at their response as well. So that's how each weekly module is set up. And like I said, each week you'll see the next one appear on Monday morning. The other, 2 other key areas. You can see, actually we don't have one the first week. Throughout, I think starting in week 2, there are some discussion board questions. And this is separate because they're not every week. So make sure that you're going over here for the discussion board questions. These I do grade. So in the blogs in the week, right, that's really for you guys just to be processing and working with each other. Then this is for me to see that you're mastering the material. And it works very similar to the blogs. Here's the question. If you click on it, instead of saying create entry, it just says create thread. And I will be going in there giving you feedback and giving you grades on those. So most of the questions are worth 8 points and the final one is worth 10. The other thing is the written assignments. So for the four main key written assignments, there is a file for a folder for each of these. And let me just click on one and show you what's there. So right here with the ruler, this is where you're going to upload your lit review. And when you click on it, it's going to show you how many points. I haven't updated this date, so don't worry about that. And then it's also going to show you the rubric. Please, 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 before you even start writing, make sure you go through and look at the rubric and make sure you're doing all of these things. All right, so that's there. And then when you want to upload it, you just attach a file. And once you've done that, you'll go to submit. All right, so when you see the ruler, that's where you're going to go to upload. You'll also see there are other things here. There's a sample, because I think it's very helpful to see a sample. Not that I want you to copy it, but just to give you an idea, a visual, right? Then here's the presentation that I will give you, but just as another place to have that on how to write it. Here's a presentation about APA format. So in each of these folders, there are different support tools for you. Here's a description of this one. All right, all of the supporting types of things that you need. Once again, if you click on this, you'll be able to see the rubric. All right, so those resources are there for you. Make sure that you use them. And then if you need to email people, this takes you right there. If you click on all users, that will go to me and all of your classmates. If you just do all instructors, that will go to me. You can select classmates to send your emails to. And then there is also this group tab. After you've watched the introduction video, I'd like you to choose one classmate to work with. And if we have an uneven number, we'll do a group of 3. Excuse me. And you'll just go and sign up, and this will give you some group working space where you'll have your own access to creating a blog. Like before you post in our blog in the weekly module, you want to bounce ideas off of each other. You have your own, basically your own workspace to use. And I think those are the main things. Just a couple of tips on how to be successful. Just to review, make sure you're going into the module a couple of times a week, looking at the dates. Make sure you're using your APA manual. When you do your written work, this is a master's level course. It should be grammatically correct. It should be APA formatted correctly. So you need to make sure you're reviewing your work. I often tell students, read it through once for content, read it through once for grammar and spelling, and read it through once for APA. APA format is very detail oriented, so you need to make sure you're paying attention to the details. Where is there capitalized? Where is that italicized? Where does the period go? Before a citation, sometimes. After citation, most of the time. All of those things are in your APA manual. And Chapter 2 in the APA manual has sample papers that I found are really helpful to students as well. And also, please, 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 if you have any questions about anything, don't wait until the last minute. Send me an email. Say, Valerie, I'm not understanding this. I'll be glad to work with you. I'm happy to Skype with you if you have any questions. My goal is to help you be successful. All right, so here's to a great term. And I look forward to seeing your introductory videos and getting to know you better. Take care.